Okay, this is notes for 4.1, the start of the new unit. We are working on matrix today, and we use matrices whenever we're trying to solve systems of equations, and it would keep us from having to put it in y equals form and taking it to our graphing calculator and finding the intercept. It would also keep us from having to use substitution or elimination. We have to first learn how to set up a matrix. And our matrix are always read when we're setting it up in our calculator. We read it from top down, so it's how many rows it is and then how deep those rows are. So if I was looking at it, I want to read down and then I want to read across. So in this case, this would be 3 down, so it's a 3 by 2 deep, so it's a 3 by 2 matrix. Okay, the next one is 2 down and 3 deep, so it would be a 2 by 3 matrix. And finally, our last one is 2 by 2. So when we go to our calculator and we set those up, here in the future, we'll be able to know how to set up our matrix so we know exactly how many numbers we want to put in and what position. Now on number 4, we're finding the value of each variable. We see that there are 3 variables, x, y, and z. We see that both of those are 2 by 2 matrices. So there's one that is, the first one is 2 down and 2 over, and so is the second. Well, the variables correspond to the exact spot in the other matrix. For example, the x is in the top left-hand corner. So we look over in the other one that it's equal to, and it's the -9 in the top left-hand corner. So there's an equal sign in between. So that is x equals a -9. Okay, we see that the y is in the bottom left-hand corner. So we look in the bottom left-hand corner of our other matrix, and it is a -2. And finally, we look and we see our z. Our z is in the bottom right-hand corner. Bottom right-hand corner of the other one is -6. So that is where all of our variables are worth, is -9 for x, -2 for y, and -6 for z. You notice that there is a 3 there. The 3 is in the top right-hand corner. 3 equals, obviously, 3. So it's not a variable, but it also just equals itself. So that's why you see a 3 there in each spot. Now looking at number 5, we have 2 variables. We have an x and a y. There is no z on this one. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in on this. Okay. Now on this guy, we have 2 of these guys that are both 2 by 2 matrix. Okay. Our x is in the top left-hand corner. Okay, and it's x plus 9, so I look in the top left-hand corner of the other matrix, and it's a 7. So I set them equal to each other, because there's an equal sign in between. So x plus 9 equals 7. Now I'm solving for x. So I either subtract 9 from both sides or move the 9 across, however you want to look at it. And that leaves me x equals 7 minus 9 is a -2. So there's our first one. Now, our second one is our y is located in the bottom left-hand corner, and it has a 2x minus y with it. So it's 2x minus y, and it's equal to the bottom left-hand corner of the other matrix, which is a 1. We already just solved for x, so I can plug that -2 in for x. So it's 2 times -2 minus y equals 1. 2 times -2 is -4 minus y, or minus 1y, however you want to look at that, equals 1. Now we got to get our y by itself, so I got to move the -4 across or just add 4 to each side. So move the -4 across the bridge, it becomes a +4. So -y equals 5. So a -y again is a -1y, so I would divide by -1 on each side, so that means y would equal -5. Okay. Moving on. On number 6, it's given me 2 matrices, and one of those is A, and one of those is labeled B, and it wants us to find when A is plus b. So we're going to add the a, the first one, to the second one. We would add the place values that correspond, just like on the ones we did before. The place values have to stay with the place values in the second one. So in this case, in our top left-hand corner of the first one is a 1, and it's wanting us to add, plus the top left-hand corner of the second one, the B one, is a 3. So 1 plus 3 is 4. Now the top middle is 3 plus the 1, that's 4. Then the top right, -2 plus a -5 is a -7. Now the bottom left, 4 plus 0 is 4. 0 plus a -7 is a -7. And the bottom right, -5 plus 2 is -3. That is it. That is the answer for that one. Okay, next page. This one, it wants us to subtract. Take the first one, subtract the second one. So everything we do here is subtraction. So we make our matrix for our solution. Top left-hand corner is a 1. 1, subtract 3. So 1 minus 3 is a -2. The middle is 3 minus 1, which is 2. And the top right, -2 minus a -5. Now a minus is a plus, so it's -2 plus 5, which makes 3. If you need to write it out, that's -2 minus, because it's subtraction, a -5, which makes a plus. Okay. All right, the bottom left is 4, minus 0 is 4. The middle, 0 minus a -7, so that's a +7. And the bottom right, -5 minus 2 is -7. Okay, number 8. We have a number touching a bracket. Anytime we have a number touching parentheses or brackets, any kind of enclosure, it means multiply. Because there's more than one thing, we distribute. So -2 times 1 is -2. -2 times the top right hand, which is a 3, is a -6. -2 times bottom left is -6. -2 times 4 is -8. Okay, number 9. I have two different ones being multiplied. First one is all being multiplied by 2. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 9 is 18. 2 times 4 is 8. And then we're going to take and we're going to add that to what we get from the next one, which is a distribution of a -3. -3 times -1 is a +3. -3 times 4 is a -12. -3 times 0 is 0. -3 times 2 is -6. Okay, when we add these two together, 2 plus 3, 5. 6 plus a -12 is a -6. 18 plus 0 is 18. And 8 plus a -6 is 2. Okay. Finally, we have number 10. On number 10, we have a number outside a parenthesis, which is also outside a bracket. So we complete what is inside first, because please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, we have to complete inside the brackets or inside the parentheses first. Then we'll multiply that answer times 4. Okay, so it's asking for addition. So I'm going to add the two matrices inside. So we have 3 plus 6 is 9. That's our two top left corners. The top middle, -1 plus 8 is 7. And then our top right is 9 plus a -1 is 8. Okay. Now the bottom left-hand corner, negative 2 plus a negative 2 is a negative 4. 5 plus 9 is 14. And 4 plus 3 is 7. We go ahead and close that off. Put our 4 back in the front. So now I've got to multiply everything by 4. So we have 4 times 9, that's 36. 4 times 7 is 28. 4 times 8 is 32. Now the bottom row, 4 times negative 4 is negative 16. 4 times 14 is 56. 4 times 7 is 28. That is my final answer. The work we're going to do with this one is A4-1. We're going to do numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're also going to do numbers 8, number 11, 15, and 16. 11, 15, and 16. One thing on the assignment that I would like to take note of is number 7 and number 9. Notice on number 7 and number 9, they are not the same. One of those is a 3x2 matrix and on number 7, and the second one is a 3x3 matrix. So if you have two matrices that are not alike, you cannot perform that operation. Your answer would be not possible, different dimensions. This concludes the notes for 4.1.